Hey, what's up folks? This is Russ, also known as RKSlade, coming at you with some Fortnite Battle Royale new map discussion. Now, this isn't breaking news by now, and surely you've heard and are anticipating the new points of interest on the map we've grown to love in Epic Games' Fortnite Battle Royale mode. But, that being said, I know many of us have been waiting on the edge of our seats for a new map of some sort. I believe this update, although not technically a new map, is enough of an update that it will feel like a new map. Let's talk about the old map for a bit. We all know that the east side of the map is loaded up with POIs to visit, but the west side of the map with its high mountains and wide open spaces was just begging for some more town centers and bigger POIs, am I right? Yeah! Very soon we'll be able to play on a map that has gone from about 15 points of interest to somewhere in the area of 30, with 18 alone of those being actual named POIs. Let's check out the new map. As you can see, we're talking about a whole lot more to visit and explore on the Isle of Fortnite. We'll focus on the area of the map that is getting the most changes, the west side. Starting in the northwest corner in B2, where there only used to be a multi-level shack, now sits Junction. From developer videos and concept art, we can expect this place to be similar to the container storage area just southeast of Tomato Town. Stacks of cars and junk piled high to find all kinds of loot and chest spawns in and around. Just to the southeast of Junction and C2, we find an unnamed area that used to be a single barn with a few stones outside of it. It's hard to tell now, but it's probably a tiny residential area with a few small houses. We'll just have to explore it and find out for ourselves. Moving east, we find an unnamed POI that will be the new motel-themed area. With its vintage motor lodge feel, this new point of interest in D2 takes a familiar white farmhouse and barn setup and replaces them with a motel structure. From the concept art, it looks to be a one-story motel with lots of rooms and an office to loot. Can't wait to check in there and see what we can find. The whole west fringe of the island used to be sparsely dotted with a few houses and barns, but as we move south from Junction, we find an area in B3 called Haunted Hills. Not sure exactly what this location will include, but forum chatter suggests that this is actually a subreddit suggestion, which, if true, makes the developers at Epic even more, well, epic. We can probably expect to find it to be similar to Welling Woods or Lonely Lodge. Heading south and a little west down the coast in A5, we find Snobby Shores, which based on the name alone seems to indicate it will be a residential area most likely similar to Salty Springs, but a little bit smaller. Looking at the structures on the map, it appears to be 4 to 5 structures that look like nice big houses or mansions, promising to be filled with lots of loot. Due east of that in C5, we find a small, unnamed POI that will probably function like the old factories south of Dusty Depot. Hard to tell what those buildings are, but one of them looks like a large warehouse or hangar building of some sort. This area connects Snobby Shores, Tilted Towers, and Greasy Grove and will most likely feel like Dusty Depot as a landing zone. Now, probably the biggest new point of interest, and probably the one we've all been most excited for, is the new city area called Tilted Towers found in D5. Its size is on par with Pleasant Park and Retail Row, so we can expect it to be a hot landing zone with the update releases. It's close to the center of the map, so strategically it's an important location to land in. Also, as you can see in the concept art, it's got multi-storied high-rises which promise to be filled with lots of loot chests and ammo boxes for our looting pleasure. Heading due south from Tilted into D7, we run into shifty shafts. It's hard to tell exactly what this will be, but the fact that we know it is a mine or a network of mines gives us enough to guess that it will be similar to the bunker location just south of Tomato Town, but probably with more tunnels and stairways to explore. Continuing south into D8 and E9, there are 2 more unnamed POIs that will most likely be small structures with a few loot spawns. This area used to be fairly wide open, so the 2 new areas definitely provide more places to hide, loot, and battle in down south near Flush Factory. That's all the new points of interest on the west side of the map, but I looked closely and also found one on the east side in the area between Prison, Retail Row, and the dirt track in I-7. In the middle of that triangle is a small structure, or possibly group of structures that will most likely function like the gas station south of Pleasant Park. I think that's it. If you know of any other new POIs that I missed, let me know in the comments. One other thing I thought would be fun to point out is the actual color changes in the new map. You can see that there are at least 4 different shades of green now for each area of the map. The devs are calling these biomes. Kinda reminds me of Minecraft, which I like by the way. In the middle of the east side of the map, we have the familiar green grass biome that we're all used to. These are the low, rolling hills around Retail and Salty and also include Fatal to the south. Down toward Moisty Mire in the southeast, we've got a new swamp biome, and it is represented with darker greens and browns. In the north part of the map, near Anarchy Acres, the bright green grass gives way to a more yellow-green variety, and to the west, with all of our new points of interest, we get a new mountain biome, which utilizes a palette made up of more evergreen shades of browns and greens. With these changes to the grass colors, we also will see changes to the types of dominant trees in each area. On the higher mountains, we'll most likely see the darker pine-looking trees, and in the lower rolling hills, swamps, and grass plains, we'll see more of the hardwood trees like the big oaks of Wailing Woods, you know. Who's excited about your first jump from the party bus once this update goes live? I know I sure am. Let me know in the comments what your strategy is going to be on your first attempt. Are you going to dive into Tilted Towers with guns blazing, taking no prisoners while you explore the new buildings?
Let's get this mother crawl!
Or are you, like me, going to glide in stealth mode to the fringes of the map and scope out the new areas from a distance?
Okay!
Either way is fine. All playstyles are welcome here. I think a little both will be good. Hope you've enjoyed this little breakdown. Nothing major or new that you probably haven't heard, but I thought it would be a good way to kick off the new update on this channel. Leave your thoughts below and hit that like button. I really appreciate it. And if you like content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well and join our little tribe here. My name is Russ, also known as RKSlade, and of course, sometimes known as the world's most mediocre Fortnite player. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.